Well, the DCEU is a bag of old dicks, so maybe they just need a good old-fashioned spin-off to save them, based on...
Hi.
Joker?
Yes, Cinematic Venom. I'm back.
Why?
Don't you think I have forgotten what you did to me and Bane?
That was like 9 years ago, and nobody watching this is even going to get the joke because no one with any good sense actually watched my movie.
Well, still, I need my revenge.
Can't this wait? I'm reviewing a movie. Your movie, actually.
Well, why didn't you just say so?
Oh, shit. Joker follows Arthur Fleck, played by Joaquin Phoenix, a failed stand-up comedian living in 1980s Gotham City who is more than a little down on his luck. And by down on his luck, I mean that God clearly has a serious issue with this guy.
I believe what doesn't kill you simply makes you... stranger.
Is it just me, or is it getting crazier out there?
He gets jumped in the street.
A mother insults me on the bus for entertaining her child.
He's on several medications.
And then I get fired from my job, entertaining kids in a hospital.
He gets his pills stolen and beaten up on the subway.
I get insulted again for trying to entertain that piece of shit Bruce Wayne.
His mother is rushed to hospital.
I'm humiliated on television.
He was adopted after being abused as a child and his biological mother allowed it to happen.
So, I have no choice but to kill my own bitch, stupid fuck of a mother.
Because Joker's life sucks, did you get that?
That's because of you. Where's Bane?
Who knows?
The idea for the movie originated from a conversation between Phoenix and his agent in 2014, where the actor expressed a desire to star in a low-budget character study about a comic book character. He had previously been offered a number of MCU movies, including both The Incredible Hulk and Doctor Strange, but he turned them down as he was uncomfortable with the idea of reprising a role in multiple films for an indefinite amount of time. Sure held on to your integrity there, didn't you, dude?
Hey, there's more of my story to tell.
Everybody says so.
However, Phoenix wasn't planning on playing the Joker, as he felt there was too many iconic portrayals of the character for him to make the role of his own, and he decided not to pursue the idea any further.
Well, good. I'm the only true Joker.
And I'm the only Riddler.
And I'm Batman. Why can't all my movies be like this one?
Riddle me this. When is Ready to Stumble going to be released? 2026.
Wait, where's Bane?
What the hell is going on?
What the fuck are you talking about?
At around the same time, director Todd Phillips was being offered numerous comic book movies but turned them all down as he found the genre totally uninteresting. But he was interested in making a Joker film, as he felt that the fact there was no definitive portrayal of the character would give an infinite amount of potential creative freedom.
He went on to pitch the idea to Warner Brothers in 2016, but they were hesitant at first, as Phillips was mainly known for directing comedies like Old School and the Hangover movies. However, Phillips eventually persuaded them that producing low-budget standalone movies would help set the DC brand apart from its competitors.
And it's worked out so well for you so far, hasn't it?
And in August 2017, he was officially signed on to both direct and co-write the script, even getting Martin Scorsese attached as a producer.
Imagine that.
However, the movie did face some initial pushback from the studio heads, as they were concerned that the content of the screenplay was too dark and violent. It's a crime thriller about the Joker, the evil, villainous criminal. What did you expect, the Teletubbies?
You see, it all started when I got these scars.
Oh, not this again.
There's nothing to know.
Phillips stuck to his guns, claiming that while the script's themes may reflect aspects of modern society, the movie was not intended as a political statement, and Warner Brothers eventually backed off and let him have his way.
Despite it being a comic book movie, Phillips' main inspiration for the story mainly came from 70s and 80s character studies, such as Taxi Driver, Serpico, One Who Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and The King of Comedy, though the film's depiction of the Joker as a failed stand-up was taken directly from Alan Moore and Brian Boland's graphic novel, The Killing Joke.
Furthermore, Phillips rejected the notion of using the Joker's common backstory of becoming disfigured after falling into a vat of acid, as he felt that this was far too unrealistic. I mean, he does have a point. But it's still a movie about a psychotic killer clown. I think reality kinda goes out the window, guys.
What are you trying to say?
What do you think?
For the titular role, Warner Brothers pushed Phillips to cast Leonardo DiCaprio, hoping that Scorsese's involvement would entice him to take the part. However, Phillips refused and instead persuaded Joaquin Phoenix, having written the part with him in mind. And Scorsese would even leave the project altogether due to other obligations. Despite being intimidated by the offer at first, Phoenix was eager to sign on as he felt the movie was different to the usual studio fare that he was typically offered.
Furthermore, Alec Baldwin was initially cast as Thomas Wayne, but he left the project just 2 days into filming, partly due to scheduling conflicts.
Partly because somebody said it's time to shoot and he misunderstood. Sorry, had to get that out of the way.
You think this is funny?
But also because the character was described in the script as being a cheesy and tan businessman, more in the mold of the 1980s Donald Trump, which he objected to.
Yeah, I can't find any bigger insult than being a character that's resembling Donald Trump.
And the movie turns Thomas Wayne into some sort of fucking asshole. Even for a guy like me, that's cool.
Filming ran from September 2018 to December the same year in New York, but it wasn't easy. Phoenix had lost so much weight for the role, around 23 kilograms, that Phillips had to rearrange the entire shooting schedule, as Phoenix's emaciated build meant that there wouldn't be any opportunity for reshoots, even resorting to rewriting entire sections of the script during filming.
Furthermore, Phoenix proved extremely difficult to work with, often losing his composure or storming off the set in the middle of scenes, much to the confusion of the cast, who were worried that they had done something wrong, though he had always made a point to remain professional around Robert De Niro.
At this point, can we just collectively agree that this character seems to be cursed?
It's horrible.
Joker was finally released on October the 4th, 2019, and despite fears that its subject matter would alienate audiences, it was an insane financial success. On a budget of just $55 million, it managed to pull in over $1 billion worldwide. The first ever R-rated movie to do so, surpassing Deadpool as the highest grossing R-rated movie in history.
Damn right it did.
Yeah, that sounds great.
However, reactions from both critics and audiences were completely divided. Though the music, cinematography, and Phoenix's performance were universally praised, the film's script, tone, and especially its portrayal of mental illness were met with a more polarized response, and many felt that the film was far too similar to various Scorsese films like Taxi Driver and King of Comedy. There was even a worry that the movie would inspire real-life acts of violence, though nothing would come of this.
On top of that, responses within the movie industry itself were also split. In spite of its controversial status, the film went on to win the top prize at the Venice Film Festival. Phoenix's performance earned him 11 acting awards, including the Academy Award for Best Actor, and the movie was nominated for another 10, including Best Picture, but only walked away with Best Original Score.
Despite always being intended as a standalone feature, the film's unexpected success led to development of a sequel called Joker: Folie à Deux, with Phoenix reprising his role and Lady Gaga playing the part of Harley Quinn, and is set to be released later this year.
This is exactly how I imagined it.
I mean, I have to ask, why the hell does Joker care so damn much about this sign? He chases these guys down several streets for the thing. Just make a new one! And then we apparently get unreleased footage of Joaquin Phoenix's audition. I have to say, Joaquin Phoenix is amazing in this role, and I guess DC finally learned their lesson because get this! They had a psychopathic, schizophrenic character actually act psychopathic and schizophrenic!
You can say that again, pal.
He actually improvised a number of his scenes, such as the argument between him and Thomas Wayne in the bathroom, Arthur dancing in his living room with the gun, climbing inside the fridge randomly, smashing his head against the glass of the payphone, and punching the clock off the wall.
I also improvised the bathroom dance scene after I killed the businessman in the subway on the spot. In the actual script, I simply run into the bathroom, hide the gun, wash my face, talk to myself while looking at the mirror. Because apparently the film needed to rip off Taxi Driver even more. door.
But he laughs randomly, and even when he's not inherently doing anything crazy, you can just tell he's off his rocker and needs psychological help. And that's the thing, I don't think it encourages violence, it actually encourages helping the mentally ill. It's saying these people need to be helped before these actions actually get carried out. There's been psychopathic people over the years whose actions could have been prevented had they have had an intervention and something could have been done sooner. That's what the movie's saying.
I don't mean to make you uncomfortable. I don't know why everyone is so rude. I don't know why you are. I don't want anything from you. Maybe a little bit of warmth, maybe a hug, Dad. How about just a little bit of fucking decency?
He laughs maniacally and then shifts back to normal like nothing happened. Unlike Harley, he actually acts like a schizophrenic. How hard was it, guys? It took you how many tries? There's a creepy scene where he watches a stand-up and makes notes, and his laugh makes him stand out like Jimmy Carr in the audience.
It's Monday and Wednesday, 3 to 5.
He doesn't even react when he's jumped. He's that insane.
Hello, it's good to be here.
It's such a different portrayal and I love it. He fantasizes about going onto a talk show starring Robert De Niro, sure, and gets the recognition that he truly longs for.
You see all this, the lights, the show, the audience, all that stuff. I'd give it all up in a heartbeat to have a kid like you.
Because unlike Harley Quinn, this does make you feel sorry for a murderer, but in the right way. Suicide Squad or Birds of Prey had Harley Quinn kill people and then expect us to feel sorry for the bitch. But here, he's not even a criminal yet. He's an abused guy with mental issues desperately needing help.
You just ask the same questions every week. How's your job? Are you having any negative thoughts? All I have are negative thoughts.
So it's okay for you to feel sorry for him here. He hasn't actually done anything wrong yet. And it makes it that much more tragic when he does flip. In fact, much like Pattinson's portrayal of Bruce Wayne being the most accurately depicted in the sense of the manic depression and trauma of the character, I would say that this is the equivalent for the Joker. Throughout all of the portrayals, as good as they were, or bad, none of them really dove into the sheer madness of the character. They were evil and sadistic for sure, but they still seemed to be in control of their sanity. Even Heath Ledger, who I doubt will ever be topped, still seemed relatively coherent in conversations. He still had these elaborate and clever plans to overthrow Gotham, and he carried them out without a hitch. But here, the character is clearly out of his fucking mind and it's performed absolutely flawlessly, both in the writing and in Phoenix's performance. There's a great scene where he walks around like a creepo and the music is so suspenseful. It really builds the tension well and then cuts to a comedy club which brings the mood back up. It's put together perfectly. And the movie does have some amazing dialogue.
I used to think that my life was a tragedy. But now I realize it's a fucking comedy.
But I mean, it was your biological mum who let you be abused. Go and kill her!
Maybe I did.
What?
What?
Huh? His first kill is when he's antagonized on the subway and the lights flicker on and off, which really works to build the suspense. And I mean, they kind of had it coming, fair play to him. There is a really weird subplot that indicates that Thomas Wayne is also his father, meaning that the Joker is brothers with Batman. Now, it's never confirmed nor denied in the movie, though Brett Cullen, who plays Thomas Wayne, claimed that he's fully on board with the idea, and he delivered the performance with that in mind. My main issue is, it doesn't really go anywhere and it's entirely pointless.
I'm not angry, Mom.
The movie also shifts back and forth between reality and fantasy so much you can barely keep up with what's actually real, and it's great. And the best line of the movie?
What's with the makeup then?
My mom died. Celebrating.
But that's one of my only issues. The Joker isn't actually that funny in this.
Did you watch the Murray Franklin show?
Okay, other than that as well. But I will let it slide because it's his origin story.
Were you expecting a magic trick?
Fuck off. When he finally goes on the talk show for real, he reads a quote in his journal about death, and it's so intense as he builds up to telling a joke. He then casually confesses to murder on live TV, and De Niro doesn't even bat an eye. There's no panic or anything. Before George Lucas took over writing duties.
I killed those guys because they were awful. Everybody is awful these days.
Are you 12? They are meanie pants. He then shoots him on television. Jesus! In the original script, after he kills him, he would have escaped the studio where the riot occurs, and the rioters break into Wayne Manor, dragging out Thomas and Martha
Why did you say that name?
Wayne and executing them. During this, Bruce would have been in hiding until he was found by Alfred the next day. Arthur would then elude the police for a few days until he shows up at the Wayne's funeral and is then captured by the police. But regardless, the actual ending we got is really chilling as Joker sees all of the riots taking place and enjoys the chaos. He even begins dancing around, and it's so sick.
There are many interpretations of the ending. Some have hypothesized that the reason why Arthur was laughing was due to him realizing that Bruce Wayne, having witnessed the murders of his parents, will grow up to become troubled individual like him.
Which is actually really clever, and I like that.
Others have theorized that the final scene takes place in the future, after Bruce has become Batman, and this scene shows Arthur realizing that he was indirectly responsible for the creation of his nemesis.
And I'll kill him.
Nah, not so much keen on that one. The movie is great, carried by an incredible lead performance. I do tend to get bored of the portrayal of the Joker as it's been done to death over the past 20 years, but this was such a new take and it was brilliant. The film is a great look at mental health, and I don't think it glorifies violence at all. It does the opposite. It tells the tragic story of an ordinary mind that turned to madness and gave in to his demons. It's a fantastic movie, and although it's not the best achievement, it is the greatest DC film since 2008.
This movie gives a new perspective on the Joker persona, giving him a backstory. My only complaint is that they made Thomas Wayne into a dirtbag. If they've found a way to make Thomas Wayne a great man, but Joker interpreted his kindness as an act of mean, I think Joker could have been seen more as a villain, and the devastation would hit him more. Plus, Thomas is supposed to be the original savior of Gotham before Bruce takes that title. Otherwise, the film is well acted and is a movie you can watch without being a Batman fan. 2 thumbs up.
Now, Joker, leave me... You know what? Go and make Ready to Stumble, alright? We've been waiting.
Now, if you excuse me, I'm gonna go jerk off to some juggalo porn.
And I'm the only... and I'm the only Riddler. And I'm the only Riddler. And I'm the only Riddler. Oops. And I'm the only Riddler. That was smooth.